Hey, Aidan Booth here, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can send out broadcast messages to your subscribers. It's very simple, it doesn't take long at all, and I'm going to show you the whole process from start to finish. So we're using Uncle Johnny's Pizza as an example here, so we're going to select that list from the drop down menu. Okay. The next thing that we're going to do is we could come to messages and come to the broadcasts, or we could just click create a broadcast here. I'm just going to come to the broadcasts page here and I'm going to click create your first broadcast, and for this one again I'm going to use a plain text message. If we wanted, we could also use drag and drop email builder, or we could code our own, but plain text messages are the easiest ones to use, so that's what we're going to use in this example. So I click on that, and the way a broadcast works is you can write it, and it's not something that's scheduled into your follow-up sequence. It's something that you just send out one time. Okay, you can definitely program when you want it to be sent out. So for example, you could send it immediately, you could schedule it to go out in a few minutes time, a few hours time, or a few weeks time, whatever you want. Let's just work through an example, and I think it will become a lot clearer as to how this all works. So as always, the first step is to put your subject line. Now the subject line needs to be something that's going to get opened. Okay, so again, we are pretending that we are doing this for a local pizza restaurant, so the way you'll do it is a little bit different to potentially to how you would do it if you've got an internet marketing website or something like that. Okay, anyway, let's type in a subject line here. So I've written a basic broadcast email here, and the subject line is, and this is probably an extreme example, but it gives you an idea of what you could do. So 50% off everything tonight only. Now that's going to get open rates, that's going to get the email opened for people that are looking to go out on a Friday night. And you know, it may be a Friday, it may be a Saturday, maybe you do it on a Monday. But you know, for this example, let's just assume that it's a Friday night and you want to get more people in to dine at your restaurant. So here we can just start it off. This time I haven't said hi and the first name, I've just said woohoo. It's Friday, and for tonight only we've slashed the prices on all our meals. You don't need any special coupons, there are no exceptions, everything is 50% off. And then I just go on to say, come dine with us, you'll find us, and I put the address here. And then I say, if you want to make a reservation, give us a call, put the phone number in there, and then we hope to see you soon. Okay, so that's it. Very simple. And I can click save. And if I just come down here, I can click next. Now this here, I personally don't really recommend you worry too much about any of this, so just set this to off. Don't worry about what this all is. It's kind of a more advanced strategy that you don't need to worry about, and then click next. Now here we have got the option to schedule this broadcast. So I could click schedule for later, and I could say send it out. I could say send it out next Friday. Okay, so I could say send it out at 7 p.m. Actually, send it out at 10 a.m. and doing that on next Friday if I wanted to. So that would schedule it in advance. I'm going to turn the scheduler off now so I can actually give you an example. Okay, now I'm not going to worry about either of these. Here you'll see that you get the option to include or exclude other lists. Now this will definitely be sent to Uncle Johnny's Pizza list, okay, the email list that's already been set up. If I had other lists that I also wanted to send it to, I could include or I could exclude them. The time you might want to exclude a list is if there's a certain group of people that you don't want to receive your email. So perhaps you've got a sale that's going on, but you only want it to go to people that are on one list but not people on another list. Then you could use the exclude option. Okay, I'll just leave that as it is though. Don't worry about this segment. If you wanted though, you could say, you know, only want to show this to people that have signed up in the past 7 days or whatever it may be. And then click save message. Now, we're not going to send it just yet. We are going to actually test it before we send it out. So what I'll do here is I'll click send a test, and I'll put my email address in here and click send test. And Aweber, here we say email was sent. So let's come over here and just refresh this. And here we can see the email has now come through. So it took 30 seconds or so for that to actually come through, but it is here and it's landed in the inbox. So the thing that we're testing here is we're making sure that it's all written properly, and we want to make sure that it lands in the inbox because we don't want it going to someone's spam folder or promotions tab or something like that. So we want it to land in the inbox, and that's what we're testing for. So if I just open this up now, we can see that it looks all good, I think. So I would just, I'd just read through that, make sure it's all okay. You can see we've got the 2 dots down here to push the unsubscribe button down a little bit further. That's it at this stage. So we've done the test. I'll just delete that, and I'll come back over here and I'll click send. Now if I wanted to schedule, I could also schedule that again by clicking that button, but we'll just click send now, and we'll send it. And that's been sent out, and you can see it still says sending. It can take a few minutes. We'll see if it appears automatically instantly in here, so I'll just wait a few seconds, but it does sometimes take a few minutes because Aweber needs to send that out, it needs to go through the process of actually sending that out. And if Aweber is sending out a lot of emails for a lot of other people, then sometimes there's a short delay. It doesn't often delay by much, but sometimes there is a short delay. After in a day's time or a few hours later, you could come back and check your statistics in here as well by coming to messages, broadcasts, and actually check your statistics. Let's see if it's appeared in here already, and it doesn't seem to be here yet. But as I mentioned, it can take a few minutes to actually come through. But anyway, that gives you a bit of an idea of how a broadcast email works and the type of things that you can do with them. Again, they are good for one-off emails that you want to send at specific points in time. So if you're running sales, promotions, discounts, things like that, it's great to use broadcast messages. And that still hasn't appeared in here, but it will be appearing in the next few moments. So hopefully this video explains everything you need to know for now about getting set up with broadcast messages.